Hey, it's Alex from Mobile Nations, and this is our first look at the new Samsung Galaxy S6 next to its arch nemesis, the iPhone 6. So both of these are high-end premium smartphones that command an equally high-end price. The iPhone made the switch to curved metal this year, compared to the more angular designs of old, and Samsung's design is similarly curvy, though with slightly flattened areas like the Note 4 and some earlier devices. Both use a physical home button, and behind each there's a touch-based fingerprint scanner that can be used for home screen security and payment authentication. Both are curvy, both are technically smartphones, and it's true that from certain angles there's an undeniable similarity there, but in person the in-hand look and feel are quite different. The iPhone 6 sports a beautifully simple metal body, while Samsung switches to a sturdy metal frame between two sheets of Gorilla Glass 4. Both are ridiculously thin, and while Samsung wins on numbers with a 6.8mm measurement versus Apple's 6.9, the GS6 sports a much chunkier camera bumper around the back. In terms of size, Samsung's is the larger device in terms of both width and height, though the difference isn't huge, and both are easy enough to hold in one hand. Apple benefits from a smaller overall physical size, while Samsung's glass back is less slippery than the brushed metal found elsewhere. The displays of these two are also radically different, though both are extremely bright and vivid and great looking screens in their own right. The iPhone 6 has a 1334x750 resolution Retina HD display based on IPS LCD technology, while the Galaxy S6 uses Samsung's homegrown Super AMOLED tech at a much higher Quad HD resolution, 2560x1440. There's no denying the extra sharpness that Quad HD brings, even if it is somewhat overkill for a phone at 5.1 inches. But with that extra pixel density comes greater computing requirements. Simply put, there's more number crunching involved running a Quad HD screen than a lower display resolution. On the software side, there's a world of difference. Android 5.0 Lollipop on the Galaxy S6, backed up by Samsung's new streamlined UI, which on the units we've played with is flawlessly smooth. Samsung's dialed back a lot of the bloat seen in earlier phones, and its latest software actually looks pretty nice. Meanwhile, Apple's latest iOS 8.1 on the iPhone is a mature release with a strong focus on design and responsiveness, and an equally enormous library of quality apps, though with arguably less tweaking potential than Android. When it comes to battery life, we could quote the rated capacity of both batteries, 1810 mAh for the iPhone, 2550 with the Galaxy S6, but it's going to take some time before we're fully aware of the GS6's battery capabilities. On paper, it's a smaller battery than last year's Galaxy S5, although its more efficient processor and screen will make up for this potentially. Meanwhile, the iPhone 6 is pretty much a known quantity. You'll get through a full day of use with relative ease. One feature the GS6 can boast of the iPhone, though, is built-in wireless charging. Around the back, we see two very different approaches to smartphone cameras. The GS6 uses a 16-megapixel camera with OIS and an f1.9 lens, while Apple uses an 8-megapixel shooter with a larger 1.5-micron pixels. It's common knowledge that the iPhone has a great camera, but Samsung also has a really strong track record with devices like the Note 4, so we'll have to wait and see how they shape up. Ultimately, it's going to take a few more months before we can declare a winner here, but as things stand, one thing's for sure. Between the Galaxy S6 and the iPhone 6, it's a great time to be buying a smartphone.